This is part 2 video tutorial here solving linear inequalities. For this lesson, I will focus on linear inequalities in the form of a fraction, and then I'll focus on the inequalities in the form of a compound. Compound linear inequalities ke something like this one. O ka kgona bona gore re na le multiple inequalities. Re na le inequalities J2 on the same problem. So re focus on things like this one. Part 1 video mo focus on linear inequalities they are not in the form of a fraction and then they are not in the form of a compound. So it's advisable or level that video first, because how can level that one first, this one it will be very easy. Anyway, let's get started. I'll level this example. X plus 5 divided by 2 is greater than negative 2. O ka kgona bona gore re na le a fraction, so mo go no tshwana le over 1. So every time we solve a linear inequality o na le a fraction, re tlo tshwanela gore re break out a fraction, because solving linear inequality no tshwana go solve the equation. What's about to solve the equation? The first step, we make sure ya gore o break out a fraction. O ka solve this o na le a fraction. So ge re tlo break this fraction, re tlo lebelela the LCD. O ka kgona bona gore the LCD it will be 2, lowest common denominator. And then if our LCD is 2, so from this step re tlo multiply both sides ka the LCD. And then re tlo dira the same thing even on the other side. And then from here, 2 and 2 they cancel. So the main reason you multiply the LCD, it's about numerator and denominator they cancel. So now I x plus 5, and then on the other side 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, because 1, any number divided by 1 you know about that number, so more globally negative 4. And then from here I solve for x. I will 5 ratio to the other side, ya change a sign. Therefore minus 4 and minus 5 it's negative 9. So this is our solution. And then now re tlo ngola our answer on a number line. So ge re ngola answer on a number line, this means re tlo ba le on the right hand side it positive. So this is positive infinity, and then let's say this is negative 9 here. And then because our answer is greater than, so always re greater than or less than, re this sign, re the open circle. But re these inequalities, re this closed circle. So because x is greater than negative 9, the open circle. And then because it's greater is on the right hand side, on the positive side. So this is our answer on a number line. And then our answer on an interval notation, it will be in this way. So these signs, this bracket. This is our answer. And then what about this one? Even this one, they are the same thing. I to my LCD, and then I multiply both sides the LCD. I 1 over 3 times x plus 4 less than 6. This not in this way. X here not in this way, because 1 times x, so it's the same thing. And then rabali plus 4, then 4 in tshwanegile over 1 because any number itself it's tshwanegile over 1. So even this one it's tshwanegile over 1. And then from here re ka nyaka LCD, lowest common denominator. Ka kgona bona hore lowest common denominator ke 3 because the multiples tša 3 ke 3, 6, 9, so on and so forth. And then the multiples tša 1 ke 1, 2, 3, so the lowest common denominator e over 3. And therefore re tlo multiply both sides ka LCD, so re tlo ba le and then from here 3 divided by 3, 3 divided by 3 is 1, and then 1 times x. So in tshwana le ge re 3 and 3 cancel, so it's the same thing. And then 3 divided by 1, 3 divided by 1 ke 3, and then 3 times 4 is 12, and then 3 divided by 1 ke 3, and then 3 times 6 is 18. And then from here I tlo tšea 12 ratio to the other side. This means you over 18 minus 12, and then 18 minus 12 is 6. Therefore x is less than 6, and then this is our solution. And then now we can ngwala our answer on a number line. So because x is less than 6, this means globally the open circle, and then because it's less, arrow pointer towards the negative infinity on the left hand side. So this is our answer on a number line, and then our answer on an interval notation it will be in this way. So this is our answer because Rashimisha this inequality less than our bracket it will be in this way, so it cannot be this one. Then this is our answer. And then what about this one? Even this one ka kgona bona gore ke fraction, and then so re tlo tshwanela ko re nyake LCD. Re na le 2, 3 and 1, so ka kgona bona gore LCD ke 6. Therefore re tlo multiply both sides ka LCD. Ra dira the same thing here. And then from here, 6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 get 3. And then 3 times x. Then the same thing here. 6 divided by 3. 6 divided by 3 get 2. Then 2 times 2x minus 2. And then 6 divided by 1. 6 divided by 1 is 6. And then 6 times 3 is 18. And then from here 3 times x is 3x. And then 2 times 2x is 4x. And then 2 times minus 2 is minus 4. It's greater or equals to 18. And then from here I add it like times 3x plus 4x is 7x, and then get negative 4 to the other side, and then you have positive, and then get 18 plus 4, and then 18 plus 4 get 22. And then from here x. This means re tlo divide both sides ka 7, so it will be 22 divided by 7. So 22 divided by 7 ke tlo ngwala as it is, and then 22 over 7 as a decimal e no tshwana le ke re ke 3.14. o ka pressa ka calculator, is 3.14. so this is our solution, and then from here ke tlo ngwala our answer on a number line. And then morally positive infinity and then negative infinity. So our answer is x is greater or equals to 3.14. If this is 3, it already 3.1 something over here, over somewhere here. So it already ngala 22 over 7 here. And then from here, kadroya a closed circle because ideally a greater or equal, and then because it's greater, it already is going in the positive direction. So this is our answer on a number line, and then our answer on an interval notation it will be in this way: 22 over 7 and then positive infinity. So this is our answer on an interval notation, and that's it for this example. And then this one ke tlo tlogela for wena as an activity. O tlo dira this problem at your own. O ka kgona bona gore re na le a fraction, but the first step o tlo thoma pele wa multiply out a bracket. O tlo ba le 4 times x, and then wa ba le 4 times 1, then wa dira the same thing on this bracket, and then after multiplying out the bracket wa tla wa nyaka LCD, and then wa multiply both sides ka the LCD, wa apply the same thing e be re dirago. So the first step o tlo ba something like this one. This is your first step, because we will multiply 4 times x, you have 4x, 4 times 1, you have 4, and then 4 times 3, you have 12x, 4 times 2, you have 8, and then from there when you have LCD, we have LCD is 6, and then we multiply both sides ka LCD. So what I feel later from here, your final answer it will for this one. So when I fill later, and then we check you fill this answer, and then wangwala your answer on a number line, and then wangwala on an interval notation. So do this one as your activity. Go fill a hindi or this is the first step, and then this one is your second step. So your final answer is this one. Try with it and then one offer this answer. And then what about this one? 5 is less than x plus 3 is less or equals to 9. Look at more a compound linear inequality because there are multiple inequality signs. So let's say we solve x, but this x in 3 here. I to share this 3, but the question is this 3 share on this side or share on this side. So the answer is share on both sides. This means globally x is less or equals to 9. Artoja this 3 right on this side, ya change a sign. And then Artoja the same thing, right on the other side. So globally 5 minus 3, ya change a sign. So here this 3 right on this side, and Rabu again right on this side. And then from here, globally 5 minus 3 is 2. And then less or equals to 9 minus 3 is 6. So this is our answer. So this is 2 is less than x, and then x is less or equals to 6. In this way, x is greater than 2, and then x is less or equals to 6. Because if 2 is less than x, this means x is greater than 2. Let's say Temogelo and Charlene, they are sisters. And then re Temogelo ko monnyane go Charlene. So this also means that Charlene ko mogolo o feta Temogelo. So if we say 2 is less than x, if re 2 ke nnyane go x, no tshwana ge ke re x is greater than 2. So it's the same thing. And then now ge ngwala your answer on a number line, o tlo ngwala in this way. This is 2 here, and then let's say 6 is here, and then normally the positive infinity and then the negative infinity. So to make this one, yeah, x is greater than 2. X is greater than 2. 2 is here, and then because of this inequality, it are the open circle. So this is the open circle, and then now at level this one, x is less or equals to 6. So this is 6, but a closed circle because of this inequality. And then x is greater, so this means x is greater in this direction. And then x is less or equals to 6. Less is in this direction. So our answer on a number line is in this way. Always line 1, so their connector is the same thing. So the most important thing is to make sure we now interpret this inequality. Because if this is 2 is less than x, we can on a number line, but or x is greater than 2, so it will be very easy for you. And then now on an interval notation, this is 2, give this 1. Shumisha this bracket because of this inequality. And then rabali 6. And then for this 6, we can this inequality. And then this inequality, this bracket. So something like this one. So this is our solution. I think it is not difficult at all. So this is our answer. And then what about this one? Negative 11 less than minus 2x plus 1 less than negative 9. Re solve for x, but this x in a coefficient in negative 2 and then in a number here. This means re 1 reach to this side and then reach again to this side. So globally minus 2x is less than minus 9 minus 1. It will change a sign. And then rabali negative 11 minus 1 less than minus 2x. And then from here, I can add the like terms. Minus 11 minus 1 is minus 12. And then on this side, internally, minus 9 minus 1. Minus 9 minus 1 is minus 10. And then from here, we can solve for x. But our x is a coefficient, yeah, a negative number. So our to divide both sides are negative 2. This means our globally negative 2 and negative 2 will cancel. And then from here, negative 12 divided by negative 2 is positive 6. But because our divider a negative number, and this means our reverse the inequality sign. Because always a multiplier or a divider a negative number, we reverse the inequality sign. This means our globally greater than, and then more globally x, because negative 2 and negative 2 will cancel. So re tlo dira the same thing here because re divide ka a negative number, re tlo reverse this inequality sign, and then it will be a greater than. And then from here, negative 10 divided by negative 2 is positive 5. So this is our solution. And then from here, we can wala in this way. If 6 is greater than x, relor 6 if eta x, era ore x is less than 6. And then x is greater than 5. So this is our solution. And now arngwale our answer on a number line. Artomega this one, x is less than 6. Because of this inequality, era ore re the open circle. And then because it's less, era ore on the left hand side. And then for this one, x is greater than 5. X is greater than 5. This is 5. Then ratoshimisha the open circle. And then because it's greater, era ore in this direction. So this is our answer on a number line. And then our answer on an interval notation, it will be in this way. So this means our solution is between 5 and 6, somewhere in the middle. Any number between 5 and 6, but not 5 and 6, because this bracket is excluded. We don't include 5 and 6. So anyway, this is our solutions. And then what about this one? Even this one go a compound inequality, because multiple inequality signs. And then again this is a fraction, because more no minus 4 over 1, and then more 5 over 1. So re cancel a fraction, because re nyaka solve m, but a fraction. So re tlo nyaka LCD. O ka kgona bona gore LCD ke 2, because re 1, 2 and 1. Therefore re tlo multiply both sides ka LCD. Re tlo ba le no tshwana le ge ke minus m, because ke negative 1 times m, so it's the same thing. No tshwana le ge ke minus m, ka ngwala in this way. And then from here ke tlo ba le 2 divided by 1. 2 divided by 1 get 2, and then kabali 2 times negative 4, and then less or equal 2 divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 get 1, and then 1 times minus m is just minus m. So even if we carry 2 and 2 cancel, so it's the same thing. And then 2 divided by 1. 2 divided by 1 get 2, and then rabali 2 times 5. So 2 times minus 4 is minus 8, less or equal minus m less than 10. 2 times 5 is 10. And then from here re nyaka solve for m, and then o ka kgona bona gore this m ina le a negative. Re tlo divide both sides ka negative 1. Re divide both sides ka negative 1, so negative 8 divided by negative 1, it will be positive 8. But because re divide ka a negative number, this inequality will be greater or equal. And then more crucial ka m. and then from here re tlo divide 10 ka -1, and then because re divide ka negative re tlo change this inequality, and then re tlo ba greater than, and then mo re tlo ba le -10 because 10 divided by -1 is -10. So 8 is greater than m, so o ka ngwala in this way, o ka re m is less or equals to 8, because if 8 e feta m ra re m ke nyane, and then m is greater than -10. So this is our solutions. And then from here re ka ngwala our answer on a number line. Remember, on the left hand side the negative side. So from here Arnali m is less or equals to 8, so less or equal shumisha a closed circle, and then for this one m is greater than -10, so this is -10, and then because this is greater than in this direction, and then this one is less or equals to 8 in this way. So this is our answer on a number line, and then our answer on an interval notation it will be in this way: -10, because -10 in this inequality, so shumsha this bracket, and then 8 is greater or equal, so I mean it's less or equal, so shumsha this bracket, and then this is our answer on an interval notation. This means our solution is somewhere here. It's between -10 and 8, but -10 is excluded because of this bracket. This means we don't include -10. Our solution is somewhere here until 8. 8 I include because of this bracket key included. So anyway, this is our answer.